What's up guys, my name is Rock and welcome back to my channel. Time for some Premier League predictions again. Matchday 28 ahead of us and 5 games will be played. One of them has already been played yesterday as City drew with Stoke, and luckily for me I didn't have enough time to prepare this video earlier because I would have predicted the yesterday game wrong and this would ruin my stats even further. So before I get to the predictions for the Matchday 28, let's look back and see how I did last week. It wasn't really that bad, but I would have done better if it wasn't for the 4 goals in the last 15 minutes or so in the Watford-Southampton game, and if it wasn't for the Lanzini's last minute goal against Chelsea. The beginning was bad as all of my predictions for the Manchester United versus Bournemouth game were wrong. I could have gotten more than 2.5 goals scored correct, but you know, self-promoted King of England, Zlatan Ibrahimovic missed the penalty and is now 4 goals behind Harry Kane. It looks like Leicester City players really wanted Ranieri to leave because ever since his departure they've been playing really well and won against Hull and therefore destroyed my predictions for their game. And just when I thought it could have gotten worse, Crystal Palace won against West Bromwich. And then it all changed. I correctly predicted Swansea's win, more than 2.5 goals scored in a game, and Southampton's win, and my first correctly predicted scoreline of the weekend, Stoke City 2, Middlesbrough 0. Saturday finished in the best way possible because of 2 reasons. Number 1 was my correctly predicted scoreline for the Liverpool versus Arsenal game, and the second were the videos on the Arsenal Fan TV. I mean, man, you never get tired of watching them. On Sunday, Manchester City did beat Sunderland, but only 2-0 instead of 4-0 that I've predicted, which ruined my more than 2.5 goals scored in a game prediction. And on Monday night, Lanzini's extra time goal ruined my correct scoreline prediction for the West Ham vs Chelsea game. So these are my stats from last week and up until now. I'm not too proud of them, but they're not too bad either. And now let's get to the predictions for this weekend. Only 4 games as I've mentioned, and the first one is Bournemouth against West Ham. West Ham are picking up their games since they've let that snake Dimitri Payet go, but they don't really have the results to show for it. And even though they lost against Chelsea, I thought they deserved the point. They played some really good football. On the other hand, Bournemouth are struggling and struggling and struggling, and I expect their struggle to continue as I think West Ham will win the game with more than 2.5 goals scored and the correct scoreline of 2-1. West Bromwich totally disappointed last week, and Everton almost got a point in a game against us, so I think Everton shouldn't have too much of a problem beating West Bromwich, and I think they will win the game with more than 2.5 goals scored and the correct scoreline of 3-1. Last game on Saturday will be a huge match in the relegation battle as Hull faces Swansea. Hull are currently struggling a little bit, and even though they've been playing some really good football ever since Marcos Silva took over, they are losing the touch with the safe zone, 4 points from the 17th spot. On the other hand, Swansea are doing really well, and even though they've been in some amazing form, they still aren't totally out of the relegation battle. I think these 2 teams are pretty evenly matched, and because they have the 2 of the worst defenses in the league, we can expect a lot of goals, and I'm going with a draw here with more than 2.5 goals scored and the correct scoreline of 2-2. The last game is Liverpool against Burnley. I specifically remember a game between these 2 teams back in August or September because I lost 10 euros betting on Liverpool. I really wish the result would repeat, but we must remember that Liverpool puts in Robin Hood-like performances only away from home, and Burnley haven't won a single game all season, and I don't think this will change although they were close last week. I think Liverpool will win this game with more than 2.5 goals scored and the correct scoreline of 3-0. So these are my predictions for this weekend. If you're betting on any of it, I really hope you get some money. and if you're not betting, just enjoy the football as I will do. And you know what to do if you haven't done already. Like the video, comment and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys soon.